We have a lot of things to chit chat about today because it is officially October 10th, which means for our 31 night countdown of Gothic Whimsy, of which I'm partnering with Fangirl Fibers, who dyed up all this gorgeous yarn, had the box, all the, like everything with the setting. You already saw this. This is day 10, so I can successfully show you what it looks like. Here is day number 10. It's gorgeous. I mean, this blue isn't even really picking up because it's so freaking intense. That's what I love most about this entire project. Every single color so far has gone hard. Like, it's here to have its own moment because like there's 31 nights, you know, so like there's a lot of colors that could potentially compete with each other. But no, this is just Gothic Whimsy perfection here. And at the end of it, we're gonna have this super spooky throw, which I'm incredibly excited about, to just wrap myself in, watch some horror movies, and enjoy Halloween for 2024. Keep saying that because it's like, we're October 10th. We're a third of the way through. And I want to enjoy every single moment, which please let me know what you've been doing in order to just enjoy every moment, because I know it's so easy, especially since we're counting down, to get caught up in, okay, we have this day, we have this day, we have this day. But like, let me know what you've been doing to just slow it, enjoy the moment. I have been crocheting outside a little bit more, enjoying the changing leaves, which has been pretty wild in my backyard just alone. There's one tree that's orange, there's another tree that has yellow, and there's this one which is all-time favorite, has beautiful crimson leaves on it. That is the tree that I've been crocheting underneath, and it's just been so nice to kind of take a moment and fully enjoy. So I've been doing that in the morning with my coffee. So first things first, here is the full color reveal, all 10 days put together. Just a little recap here. We're working up one of these granny squares and an applique every single day for 31 nights. And if this is the first time hearing about it and you want to join in, seriously join in. My crochet alongs are so relaxed. Work it up however you want to work it up, even though we're already 10 days into it. Every single ghoul is welcome to join along. So this is the colors that we're working with if you want to try to match it as close as possible. I know a lot of ghouls have said that it's been really fun to have just kind of the basis of what we're doing and then work through their stash busting. So many cool colorways have come from that. So thank you to every single one of you that have been tagging me on Instagram. And if you're not working it up, you're just here to spend 31 nights in the yarn dungeon, fantastic. Cheers. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Also, going back to making this your own, if you are already behind or you don't have all 10 done, don't even worry about it. Seriously, again, refer back to, we have a very low-key crochet along. There has to be a start and a finish day, but however that falls and works best for you, go that direction. So if there's some days you can finish a couple, other days you just don't have time for it, join in whenever you can. But yeah, the goal is to have all 31 done for October 31st, and then we will be assembling this together as we have a movie marathon, which I am still working on that lineup. So if you're curious or you want a little inspiration, I will be giving a full lineup of that the night before. So Halloween Eve on my Insta, in my stories, and then also in my highlights, there will be a full-on list of what I'm going to be watching. So if you want to know ahead of time, kind of get your day set up of how you're going to enjoy and relax to this. I mean, that's my favorite thing to do, is crochet and watch horror movies, but feel free to do whatever it is that you want to do. Normally when I have things like this, a lot of pieces that involve sewing, I want it to be as enjoyable of a process as possible. That's why I have a lot of horror movies. Some of them are gonna be repeats, and I think there's gonna be a couple new ones, 2 so far on my list. This is totally sidetracked from crocheting and yarn and what we're doing, but I have had a couple of you ghouls been sending me some recipes for Halloween. Please and thank you, send me more. Like, honestly, I have been enjoying every single one of those, and my recipe book has just been stuffed with all of these. I have a couple in mind that I want to work up. One is this cinnamon roll recipe that looks like brains. Planning on doing that in the morning, and then just kind of throughout the day, maybe make some cookies. Obviously, we have to have a charcuterie for lunch. Like, there's just a lot of things going on. So anything that you find, also Pinterest, I feel like I've just been living over there recently, and then jumping back to YouTube to follow the tutorial. Needless to say, my boards are full on Pinterest. So, all right, back to the pattern and what we're all gonna be working on today. So we do have one final square, and the applique to work on. Then we are going to start assembling each applique onto the correct spooky square. For this, we're going to take the applique from day 1 and shift it onto the spooky square for day 2. There we go, we have the first one. Then applique number 2 goes onto spooky square number 3, so on and so forth until we get to the very last one. That spooky applique goes back onto day 1 square. This is when the little bits that we saved from every single hank of yarn is going to come into play. We are going to use that to attach the applique onto every single spooky square. For the colors, I'm going with the color of the applique, then just pulling out a little bit in order to attach it on. For the positioning of the cup, I'm moving it all the way to the bottom of the granny square, so middle, bottom, and then starting to attach. This way, there's a little bit of space in between the spooky spirit that's trying to escape the cup. Once everything's all finished, we are gonna assemble it, so it's not like a stack of granny squares are gonna be on top of each other. We're gonna mix it around in between the 3 designs, but this way we just have a little bit of space for whatever's next on top of it and also on the sides. We'll be able to see a little bit more of the granny clusters too, so that way this back color can shine a little bit. Each one of them, they're just gonna have their moment. To keep me entertained throughout this entire sewing process, I'm gonna be heading over to Peacock tonight and watching the TV series Teacup. There are only 2 episodes out right now, and they're releasing one every single Thursday. Each episode is only about 30 minutes, and this was on the top of my must-watch list for October, so I'm gonna really try to rein in my enthusiasm, but just from the trailers, it looks super spooky. It looks like something I'm really gonna enjoy. When strange things start to happen on a secluded Georgia farm, neighbors must band together to confront a mysterious and deadly threat. I don't know a ton about this, and I love that. Like, they did a really good job of the trailers showcasing how spooky it's gonna be, the atmosphere, all the things that we're gonna be feeling from this without actually telling us what it's about. I stopped after the first trailer that I saw because I was like, you know what, I'm already in. I'm excited about this. I don't want to overwatch or overknow what's coming on. It's only 30 minutes, which a lot can get done within the 30 minutes. That should be a perfect amount of time in order to get all of my squares sewn together. And we're not actually assembling the squares. All we're doing is attaching the spooky applique onto its square. Then that's it. Start a pile over here, grab the next one, attach that, and leave them in a nice spooky stack in your yarn dungeon. Or what I've been doing, which is putting everything in these tiny bags. So this is the one that has all of my extra yarn in it. I do have a bag just for these when they're not assembled together, and then I have another entirely separate bag for the ones that are already assembled. I mean, it's 31 nights, there's a lot of moving parts, and I like to have everything all organized. So that is everything that we need to know for part 2 out of 3 of our Crochet Gothic Whimsy 31 night countdown to Halloween. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well as Fangirl Fibers. I would love to know if you're going with a different color combination. Please tag me in it. I would love to see what you have going on. Enjoy the next 10 spooky days of this crochet along, and I will see you back here in the Yarn Dungeon October 20th.